Why can't wild large animals replace livestock today? Imported by people, and then feral camels, pigs and horses eat plants, with manure accelerated returning phosphorus to the biological cycle. In why the locals don't like the strengthening, following return herbivores, vegetation. An environment where there is a lot large herbivores, begins to drift away from the species composition that fixed on it during his absence. Similar animals, say eucalyptus and other common in Australia today, and the rare 50 there thousands of years ago, more plants will not get so strong benefits due to more efficient use of phosphorus. Of course, koalas as a species have existed for a very long time. Judging by the fact that they lived there before the arrival of man 50,000 years ago, it is not necessary for them to survive that 75% of the continent's forests were eucalyptus trees. And it does not matter at all that this natural environment, in fact, could not have arisen without the destruction by the aborigines of a mass of native species 40 to 50,000 years ago. Take North America. Not so long ago they lived there tens of millions of bison, of which then exterminated. By the way, camels are there also were, but became extinct 13,000 years ago, soon after the mass arrival of people. Today, they are kept in several Yellowstone-type parks, but the vast majority of these animals live on private ranches where they are raised for meat. The thing is, that a person is not used to treating anyone on an equal footing and give to large wild animals freedom of movement. In Yellowstone Park, bison make more attacks on tourists, more than bears, and sometimes the case comes to deaths. Live bison outside the park where people are most expect to see a wild animal, victims could have been more. Minimum 60 million bison living in North America before European colonization. No one and never won't let you breed there again. Decorate like exotic. Many kilometers of its own fields are expensive, and living next to bison without it means to lose the feeling complete security of your property in life. No chances for a really massive, in Stone Age numbers, returning bison to the wild Europe. The modern balance of species in local forests can only exist because the bison is destroyed there. Today many trees are undergrowth, struggling with neighbors for the light, eventually die, while with bison almost everyone who avoided eating them, grew up. Availability. Such animals in the forest contributed the success of those species that have many in the bark tannin. It makes the plant bitter on taste, scaring away the herbivore. If massively settle in the forests of bison species, the composition in them will change a lot in favor of plants that once prevailed here, but in recent centuries strongly receded into the background. However, for modern European ecologists and green preservation of exactly the existing now species diversity, imperative number one. And they, in general, like today's species forest diversity is deeply unnatural, and it was formed only due to the fact that the ancestors of today's Europeans killed bison. Before the extermination of the Eurasians, the ancestor of domestic cows, lived here, and not in the forests, where he retreated later. Under him, among the herbaceous plants of the forest steppes, it was precisely those species that best tolerated the eating of turs that dominated the ate, and today they are in secondary roles.